So today we are going to discuss microeconomics. When we say micro is a Latin word mean individual, single. So when we study one person in economics, this is called microeconomics. When we study the economy at large, this is macroeconomics. And because as a CPA now we are working in companies who are working all over the world, so we should know what are the globalized effects in terms of connecting nations, doing business in multiple countries. So these are the three chapters that we have to go through. We'll see what is demand, supply, equilibrium, elasticity, government actions in the market, profit and cost, marginal analysis. Then we will discuss what are the different type of markets. We'll see what is pure competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and then we will see what is the labor market related to it. Now I'll start our discussion with demand. Demand is if you have money and you have a desire, then it is a demand. If you only have desire, you don't have money, this is not the demand. So demand is any desire backed by the purchasing power is your demand. Now there is a law of demand which says that when the price of a commodity or any item goes up, demand will go down. There is an inverse relation. Now first of all, we should understand that there are different type of goods. There are inferior goods or necessities like bread, butter, rice, wheat. These are necessities. And one is we call as luxuries, which are for those people who have income which is extra above from their cost of living, so they have an excess capacity to spend. Now law of demand applies on necessities because 70 to 75% people in the world, they can't raise their income. So if you make rice expensive, they have no other option to leave the rice and find a substitute for that because they can't increase their income. So necessities, this is very important. You should know that which industry you work in. Is it a necessity based or is it luxury based? Because any change in pricing decision will affect your turnout and you will not be able to handle these turnouts, right? That's why law of demand is really important. It applies on necessities. So any commodity, if you're a rice trader, if you are a bread trader, you are into other items, then of course as the price will go up, demand will go down. This is mentioned in this table also, that as the demand is going, as the price is going up, demand is also going down. If you see the diagrams of the demand, because one curve will go up, the other will go down, so it is always a downward slope curve. So this is the curve, it is always downward slope because as the price will go up, demand will go down. So curve will always be downwards. Now in terms of curves, if you want to show the increase in demand or a decrease in demand, when increase you have to move the curve to the right side, and for decrease you have to move the curve to the left side. So this is how the curves move. Now it says, this is I already told you, there are type of goods. For normal goods, commodity demand is positively related to income. So normally we buy clothes, we travel for the need basis, that is for the normal goods. We have inferior goods, that is commodity which demand is negatively related to income. Means if any price will go, if your income will decrease or increase, inferior good consumption will also increase and decrease. So price of related goods. Now related goods mean that if I went to a coffee shop, I asked them a coffee, they said coffee not available, I will say okay, give me the tea. Means there are close substitutes available, but you have to see, like even for the same thing, when we go to, if we are not brand conscious, then and you can't raise your money, This is a very important point. For example, generally when we go McDonald's, KFC, if the meal is say 20, they make it 22, we don't feel that way because we can increase our income, but 70 to 75% people, they can't increase their income, so they have to say goodbye and they have to go to the place where they can go and take the meal in the same amount. So substitution is very important. Substitution effect means if in a country there is no close substitution, for example telecommunication, so whatever you will do, people has to take it, but if there are substitutes available, then they will increase or decrease the demand of that patterns. Consumer expectations also matters. It affects demand and supply. How it works: suppose there is we are expecting a flood next week, right? So consumer is expecting that flood, they can't come out of the home and shops will remain closed. So today they will start rushing to the market and they will start buying the items. So consumer expectation will increase the demand for time being, right? And if consumer is thinking that prices will come down, so they will stop buying, so demand for that particular item will go down as well. So this is how there are certain factors which affect the demand: consumer income, fashion, taste. These are all the causes that can increase or decrease the demand for a certain product. Opposite we have supply. What is supply? Supply is demand we study from a consumer point of view, that consumer is generally price sensitive, but supply we study from producer point of view. So if you are a manufacturer and you know the price for a particular item is increasing, so you will increase the supply because you are expecting a margin out of these products. So there is a relation between price and supply. As the price of an item goes up, manufacturer will try to make more items to get benefit out of that. So there is a direct relation between them. As price goes up, supply will also go up. But ultimately we will see when demand and supply will intersect each other, it will be a price setting mechanism, and we have to see that demand is only increasing or supply is increasing. So both factors will decide. If I am saying supply increase, price will also increase, but too much supply in the market will decrease the ultimate price, keeping in view the demand pattern, right? So this is how it goes. He showed here, as the price will go up, quantity supplied will also go up. So curve is upward moving. Demand is opposite, it is downward. Supply is positively skewed, so it is this way. Same way, this is a normal supply curve. If you want to show the increase, move it to the right side. So right side is a symbol for increase, left side is a symbol for decrease. There are causes of decrease and increase. So if raw material prices gets cheaper, there will be more supply. Because you say if you have $1 million, if you buy more material, you will produce more and sell more, right? If prices will go up, you have limited money, so your production will squeeze. Previously, people make handmade carpets. Now machines are making carpets, so supply of carpet has increased because machine work faster than a human being. They can be bigger than human beings. So technology, prices, availabilities, these all affects your supply patterns. Then he says where the demand curve intersects the supply curve, it becomes a price.